Hi, I'm Nina and welcome to another chair yoga video. Yoga is very much an experiential practice. It's not an intellectual pursuit. We can read all the books we want, but until we actually try and move with the breath and experience how that feels in the body, it's not yoga. So let's do that today. Let's experience our practice. Grab your chair and join me. We'll get started on our chairs. I always like to connect my feet to the floor to give me that sense of grounding, of connection. And even though I'm sitting back on my chair, I'm sitting very tall. My back is not resting against the back of the chair, but I'm engaging those muscles of the spine. And before we come to stillness, let's just bring a little motion and movement into hands and wrists. And if you want to massage each hand just for a moment or two, just waking up the hands. Notice how it feels, right? Bring that awareness right to the hands, something we use all the time. And then we'll reach those arms forward, let the palms be down, let your shoulders be down. So we've got this nice tall spine, we've got these arms out about shoulder height, the elbows are soft, fingers are spread wide. And come to an even breath here. Notice what this feels like in your hands, in your arms. And then release those hands back down to your lap. Take a moment, maybe make a circle with those shoulders and check in with how the hands feel. Now let's go there again, reaching the arms forward, shoulders are down, fingers are spread wide. We'll breathe here. And then we're going to turn one palm up and then the other palm. So our fingers are still very active and maybe the sensation moves a little bit more into your forearms. Just noticing, experiencing that sensation. And then turn the palms back down one at a time and let the hands rest in your lap. Take another circle with those shoulders. See how that feels. Okay, let's go again. Arms are up, fingers are spread wide, and this time, let's take the fingers up to the ceiling, palms forward, like we're going to push against the wall. So notice that as we push forward through the palms of our hands, that core engages. Maybe we can sit up a little bit taller. Breathe here. Notice where the sensation is in the arms and the hands right now. Keep breathing. And then let's take one thumb out to the side, turning the fingers down, and then the other thumb out to the side. We're still pushing against that wall. Elbows are still soft. Can we drop the shoulders from the ears? Bring the hands back up. Now the fingers go out. Rest the hands in your lap. Let's shake them out a little bit. And then let the palms rest up in your lap. Soften or close your eyes and notice sensations in the body, in the arms and the hands, the wrists, the fingers. And return your attention to the breath, slow and even breaths. And then we'll take those two palms and we'll stack them at heart center and take a moment to set an intention for this practice, whatever it is that's important to you today. Maybe it's just experiencing the practice. But whatever it is, bring it to the front of your mind, the front of your heart. And then we'll release those hands back down to the lap and we're going to move to the edge of our chair. So sliding forward, bringing our feet to the earth, pushing down into the feet to sit up taller. And let's continue with that upper body. So let's take those arms forward again, palms down, fingers spread wide, very active. And now let's turn both palms up, shoulders down from the ears. Let's bring our fingertips to our shoulders. And as we inhale, let's open those elbows wide, lift the chin, lift the chest, look up. As we exhale, we'll round the spine, drop the chin, bring those elbows forward. So think cat-cow, but we've moved our arms. Inhale, open, lift. And exhale, round. As we come forward, we don't need those elbows to touch. So don't worry about that. But slow movements, start at the base of your spine. Finish all the way up into the head. And move with the breath. Inhaling, filling up, opening wide. Exhale, tuck the tail, bring the belly button back, round the spine, drop the chin. Let's do one more round like that. And then we'll come up to that tall spine, release those arms forward and back down to your lap. Take a circle or two with the shoulders. Notice how that feels. Sit with that. Now we'll take the arms forward again, turn the palms down, and then flip them up. Let's bring those fingertips to the shoulders, open the elbows wide. So we have a few options here. We can keep our hands right here, and we're going to come into a kayak. So we're moving down a little bit into the rib cage. Coming to a kayak, rowing one elbow forward and then the other. Now if the shoulders, the head, neck allow, you could interlace the fingers behind your head. Same effect, little different sensation. So see how this feels, or this, but wherever you are, let's start going backwards now, other direction. Notice how the whole body's kind of moving here. From my hips up, I've got a lot happening. Pause, release the hands back to the lap. Just take a breath, take a break. Now we're going to do that same sequence again, but if you have your hands interlaced behind your head, interlace the fingers the non-habitual way. So the way you don't normally. And then we'll go again with those kayaks. If you had your fingertips at your shoulders, just come back here and we'll do that same thing. Notice sensations in the rib cage and the side of the body, the waist. Go backwards. And then pause. We'll release those hands back down. Take a circle or two with the shoulders. Turn the head, just releasing any tension that may be resident in the body. And then let's bring those hands to the belly. Just the low belly. We're going to inhale, open the arms wide. And with those hands that are all woken up and ready to go, we're going to bring in all that we need, right? All those blessings that we need, whether it's wisdom, understanding, insight, awe, kindness, whatever it is. Inhale wide. This time, bring the hands to that navel center, that power center. Maybe stack a different palm on top. Inhale a little bit wider. Exhale, stack those palms at heart center. Inhale a little bit wider. As we exhale, we're going to bring the fingertips to the throat. Inhale a little bit wider, bringing in those gifts. This time we'll bring the palms to the third eye, that space between the eyebrows. Inhale all the way up. And as we exhale, stack those palms on the crown. Inhale, reach up, look up. And as you exhale, float everything back down. Take a moment. Notice how that feels. Experience the effects of this practice. Now we'll release our hands to our side. Let's bring one hand to the side of the chair, and with the other arm we'll lift up. And then just soften, bring it back down. You can always take this to a cactus. Inhaling, leaning. Exhale, return. And And the next time that we're leaning over, we'll stay there. So stay into this side body stretch. Both sitting bones are on the chair. My other hand is on the seat of the chair. And I'm going to soften my elbow and then extend. Exhaling, softening. Inhale, extend. And then reach that arm up. And come all the way back down. Pause for a moment. Experience the difference between the sides of the rib cage. And we'll go to the other side. So I just have my hand resting here. It can support me. I'm going to inhale, take it up. And exhale, bring it back down. Soft movements. We know that we can use a cactus arm if the shoulder doesn't feel like stretching that way. That's fine. Now the next time that the arm is extended and we're in that side body stretch, we're going to stay here. We can extend maybe a little bit farther on the inhale, and as we exhale, we'll soften the elbow. And then we'll float that arm right back down to the lap. Pause for a moment. Circle those shoulders. Notice how things feel. And let's take it to cactus arms. Cactus arms now. So my elbows are about the same height as my shoulder. I'm pushing into the feet to get a little bit taller here. Sitting bones are firmly anchored on the chair. We're going to take a little twist. So we'll inhale, get taller, and as we exhale, we'll just turn in one direction. Inhale, return to center, and as we exhale, we'll go the other way. Come back to center. Turn. Inhale, center. Other direction. One more on each side. Just going as far as is comfortable. You can let the head travel with you. And then come back to center. Release those hands to the lap. Make any movements that you'd like to release tension in the body. And we're going to make our way to standing. Once we're standing, we clear our space, picking up the block, moving it out of the way, and we'll make our way to our mountain pose. Feet are parallel, crown of the head is reaching for the ceiling. Let the arms come down and away from the body. Imagine that the shoulders are just so heavy and weighted, and my fingers and arms are weighted, allowing my neck to be as long as possible. And we're going to do that same sequence with the arms. So let's bring the hands to the lower belly, and as we inhale, we're going to open the arms out. As we exhale, we bring them back to lower belly. Now on our next inhale, we have that option of coming up onto the toes. So let's inhale, come on up. Exhale, gather that wisdom, insight, knowledge, awe. Bring it to the core. Maybe different hand on top. Inhale. Bring it to heart center. Lower the heels. Inhale. Fingertips to throat. Inhale. Palms to the third eye, that space between the eyebrows. Reach up, and then just let those hands rest on the crown of the head. They can just rest above it. You don't have to smash your head down. Let all those blessings just trickle down. And then let's reach up, come up onto the toes again. Stay here for a breath or two. And let's do the same thing. As we inhale, get a little bit taller. Exhale, soften the elbows, soften the heels. Do it again. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, reach up. And this time we'll float everything down. Heels lower, arms lower. Pause here and experience that. So that was very symmetrical, right? Now we're going to switch that up. We're going to come into warrior one, and you might want to be with the back of the chair in front of you to help support you. So know that you can do that. I'm going to take my left foot back, right foot forward, and find a warrior one here. We'll do the same arms now that we know what we're doing, but let's find our warrior one. The front knee is bent, the back heel is down, my hips are pretty level, and then once I've done that, I'm going to straighten the leg. Palms are going to come to the belly. Inhale, open, bend the knees. Exhale, bring hands back to belly. Can we alternate which hand is on the top? Inhale. Hands to that navel, that power center here, our core. Inhale. Bring hands to heart center. And we know that you might be breathing faster or slower than I am. That is normal. Throat center. Third eye. Crown of the head. And then bend the knee. Reach the arms. So we're coming into a warrior one. Find arms that feel interesting for you, right? It might be a cactus. It might be long arms. Could be hands at heart. Maybe it's like hitchhiking thumbs and a little bit of a back bend. So we have a lot of choices here. And we're going to be here for 3 more breaths. And then we'll straighten up the spine. We're going to all bring our hands to heart center. We'll step that back foot forward. Pause for a moment here. This is a big experience because we have some real different things happening one side to the other. Notice the difference in the legs, the hips. And then we'll do the other side. So now I'm stepping back with my right foot. I find my warrior one. My hips are pretty level. My feet are on skis rather than a balance beam. And then I'm going to straighten that leg. I start here with my hands. Inhale, bend the knee, open the arms. Bring it back, lower belly. Bring in those blessings. Inhale. Come to that core. Heart center. Throat. Eyebrows. Crown of the head. And then come into your warrior one. Find those arms that feel interesting to you today. It might be a cactus, it might be hands at heart. Again, it could be those hitchhiking arms. We have all kinds of choices here. Breathing. Then straighten out the spine, bring the hands to heart. Step your back foot forward. Pause for a moment, shake things out, notice how everything feels. Have we evened out the hips and the legs? This is your experience. Okay, we will turn now and look at the seat of the chair. We're going to take a wide stance with our toes straight ahead, a comfortably wide stance. We come here almost every week, right? Comfortably wide stance. I feel very stable here. Once we've found that comfortably wide stance, we inhale, get tall. And as we exhale, we're going to come down, bringing our hands to the chair. Now, we can keep it here with this nice long spine, or we can take a fold. But let's come back up first. Let's do a few movements first. We'll inhale, lift, take it to cactus. Exhale, hinge forward. Go halfway, yeah. And then inhale, lift it back up. Feel that core engage. Exhale, come on down. Soften into the knees, lift it up. This time we'll take the fold. So come on down, bring your hands down to the chair seat. You can take it down to forearms. You could bring your head to the chair, whatever it is.
Just coming to this forward fold to even out, to bring symmetry back into the body. Notice sensation in the hamstrings. And then we'll bring our palms back to the seat of the chair. If we're on our forearms, we'll lengthen the spine again. So find that length. Soften into your knees. Bring one hand to each thigh. Push into the feet. Come all the way back up to standing and bring those feet back together. Take an inhale here and an exhale. Sit with that for a moment. Notice how that feels. Just going to move my chair out of the picture a little bit and come back to center. We're going to work with our balancing posture today, and if we need help with balancing, we can always use the wall behind us. We'll be working with our tree pose today. So let's bring our hands to the center, palms together, thumbs rest on the sternum. We're going to shift the weight. I'm going to shift it into my right leg, bend the left knee, and then open that knee and thigh out to the side. You could rest that heel on your foot or on the ankle. You could slide that foot up to the shin or pick it up and bring it above the knee. Now we want to lift the ribs out of the hips, so we're not going to be here, but we want that nice tall spine again. Once we've found ease in this position, and it might take a while, that's fine. Look, here's the wall. I can use it to support me. You may find the ease here and then decide, hey, I want to add branches to my tree. Go ahead. Breathing here. Let's take 3 more good breaths. Bring your palms back together. Release the knee forward. Step down out of the pose. And then just do a little bit of movement. Bring some motion back into the spine, into the legs. We'll do the other side. I do like to start with my feet a little closer together so that there's not as big a shift in the weight. Palms come together. Those thumbs at my sternum are sending a message to my brain. Oh, that's the middle of my body. Now I'm going to bend this knee, open it out to the side. I can just leave the toes on the ground like a kickstand, or I could even put my heel on top of my foot, or slide the foot to the shin, or pick it up and bring it above my knee. Now, as we stand here, think about that foot pushing into shin, shin pushing back into foot. So we've got a dynamic tension there. We can do the same thing with the palms, pushing palm into palm, getting a little bit taller, lifting the rib cage out of the hips. If we find ease here, then we can add the arms. Now we know that every day is different in balancing. Each side might be different. So if today isn't a great balancing day, don't worry about it. Tomorrow can be. But find this pose now. We'll stay for 3 more breaths. And then bring those palms back together to heart center. Release the knee forward, step down out of the pose, wiggle, jiggle, shake everything out. And notice sensation in the body. And we'll move back to our chair now. We're back in our chairs now, and let's just come to the edge of the chair, sitting with the palms down in the lap. Take a moment here to find that length in the spine. And we're going to take our feet a little bit wider than our hips, just a little bit. Toes are straight ahead, knees are tracking over the toes. As we inhale, we're going to reach those arms up. And as we exhale, let's hinge forward. Think chair pose, right? Coming forward, we'll take it to a cactus arm. Push into the feet, inhale, reach up. Exhale, bringing that belly button back to the spine, coming into our chair pose, supported by a chair. This makes it so much more tolerable, in my opinion. Push into the feet, reach up, chair, seated pose, and exhale, hinge forward, coming into that little chair pose. 2 more.
And this time as we come into that chair pose, we're going to stay here. So long spine, keep the neck in line with the spine so that chin is kind of tucked in and my nose, my eyes are looking down at the floor. I'm breathing here. And then I'm going to push into the feet. I'm going to come back up to seated. I'm going to let those hands rest in my lap. Let's take a circle or two with the shoulders. Let's bring the feet closer together. Experience that. How does that make you feel? And then we're going to slide back in our chair one last time, bringing our feet to the block. Connecting ourselves to the earth, connecting ourselves to the chair. Let's turn our palms up. Let's let the shoulders come down from the ears. Soften or close your eyes. And notice this experience, right? How does this yoga class feel in your body today? Physically, how does it feel? You might notice sensations in the feet and the legs. You might notice sensation in the hands, the arms, and the shoulders. But just check in with the physical body. And then take a moment to notice how this experience feels mentally and emotionally as well. Have we been able to release any stress or tension? Problems, issues we've been noodling on? Take a moment to check in with that. And then let all of that go and just tune into your breath one last time. Noticing it as it enters and leaves the body. We will very gently begin to turn the head to the left and the right, just bringing slow, easy motion into the neck. You can blink your eyes open if they're closed. And then allow the head and neck to be still and centered, and bring some motion into fingers and wrists, maybe even into the elbows and the shoulders, big circles, right? Go both ways. And then wiggle your toes, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Bring motion into the feet and ankles. As a matter of fact, let's move and put our feet on the floor, just kind of bringing all kinds of motion into the body. Let everything feel good. Open the arms wide, take an inhale here, and as we exhale, let's bring everything back together, back to center. Palms come together, thumbs rest at the sternum. Tuck your chin, recall the intention that you set at the beginning of this practice. And then thank yourself. Thank yourself for taking time to experience your yoga today. And thank you so much for allowing me to guide you. It is always an honor to be with you. Stay well, my friends. I'll see you again soon.